Some people like to fill their off season with juicy drama like Love Island or Days of Our Lives or something like that. Seahawks fans, we've got the Devon Witherspoon contract negotiations to talk about. They're front and center. They're what we're doing in the middle of an off season when we got nothing else to go and talk about on this episode of Seahawks Digest. What's happening, everybody? Christian Pedersen back with another episode of the show that is bringing you daily content. And sometimes that's, I guess I finally found the bad. Is that Devon Witherspoon has not signed his new contract or has not signed a contract extension or is not apparently even close. We've got to talk about all of that, both in terms of the factual, the rumors, and in terms of what you guys think. So as always, like, subscribe, comment, buttons, so as to tell you what to push and whatnot. You get what I'm saying. Here's the headline. That his contract extension is proving more difficult than JSN. And okay, I get it. I understand. No two contract negotiations are ever the same, even if a client has the same agent or whatnot. Everybody is a little bit different because you're at different points in your career and your earnings compared to other people at your position, et cetera, et cetera. I've also seen several articles come out this summer where it's like, hey, Witherspoon is important, but we have time to lock him up. We need to talk about spending our available cap space right now on more veteran guys to ensure the cohesive consistency of keeping the death zone defense together. So that puts you in kind of a precarious position. The pay for Witherspoon probably only going to go up if he continues to play like one of the best cornerbacks in the game. However, reports coming out that the contract negotiations haven't gone as smoothly with no deal, despite Seattle making its initial offer 3 months ago as of us recording this video. All signs have pointed to Witherspoon becoming the league's highest paid corner when his extension is complete. Going to make a $5.1 million for 2026. That is great. Then it starts to go into the oof territory. $21 million on that option for his 5th year in 27, and that's where I can hear both sides of the argument of, like, from the Seahawks point of view, he's making $5 million this year. Why mess with that if that $5 million this year allows you room to either go re-sign guys or have some trade space, et cetera, et cetera. In the aggregate, though, if you're looking at that $21 million next year and then it only potentially escalating from there, if he can, he played 12 games this past season and has, in those 12 games, launched himself into the conversation already about being one of the best defensive backs in the NFL. So that then becomes what? 20-something million a year over 5 years? 25 million a year over 5 years? It can get really expensive really quick. The comp being that Trent McDuffie is now the highest paid cornerback. I remember when this was Darrelle Revis, and that might be aging myself. 4 years, 124 is where the bar is currently set. And for those of you that maybe are not super duper math inclined, I can tell you that 4 years, 124 is more than $21 million a year, as Witherspoon would be getting in that last year of his extension. So to want to then put yourself atop that mountain, as they say in this article, that's a lot of money to lock up into one position when you also, that's a lot of money to lock up into one position anyway, no matter what. But that's a lot of money to lock up into one position when you also potentially have Sam Darnold and a few other people coming, up on their contract negotiations in that same window. So what do you, genuine question, what do you do? Do you speed into something and kind of overpay now, eat up the available cap space that we have this year, but hope that then in aggregate across the next 4 years that the contract prices out to be worth it? Do you let him walk? I don't think you let him walk. Do you lowball him now? It's really unclear to me. I get nervous anytime somebody starts trying to climb up to the top of the financial ladder just for the sake of wanting to be the top paid quarterback, because then you get, I aged myself with the Darrelle Revis thing, but Revis never lived, once he became Revis Island and was hawking Dick's Sporting Goods commercials and stuff, he never lived, like, he ruined the Jets. Well, I guess the Jets ruined the Jets, but you get what I'm saying. Kirk Cousins, a more recent one, all that money to just do one video where he's dancing on a plane like that. Some of these things just don't work out, and I don't want to be that guy who's like, Devon Witherspoon's not going to work out. He could be the best cornerback in the game for 5 more years. He really could be. But is he worth paying that, or is it something where you want to get this year out of him at that $5 million mark and just be like, okay, dude, if you don't want to take our money, fine. We're going to spend what you're not, here's our offer. If you're not going to take it, we're going to spend what we're offering you on other pieces around you. Have another great season. Pick up that option 27, readjust our financial futures, because there are year to year where it's like, okay, Leonard Williams or DeMarcus Lawrence or whoever's going to retire and move on. And so it's not saying that like we have this year to set the next couple of years in stone. But is there a rationale to believe that maybe like we're going to just squeeze what the football we can get out of you for the next 2 years and then we'll let you walk? John Schneider knows infinitely more about football roster construction than I ever will. So I have to trust him at some point. One thing in all of this that I do like is that it's publicly been being acknowledged that he is partaking in minicamp with the line that they use is his usual supercharged energy. And I dig that. If you're going to come out here and be bitching and moaning about a contract, and like we've seen that plenty of times, or guys holding out, or guys saying, making public statements and being disgruntled. Okay, that's all theater that I suppose you're entitled to if you're a superstar player, but the fact that Witherspoon is out there participating, doing well, I guess leads me to believe that he's not unhappy with the Seahawks. He's just trying to play the long game to be that guy. But then that brings us back full circle to, what do? Do you speed into it and try and pay him now this season, get it done, get it figured out, and then be like, look, it's going to eat up some of our wiggle room this year and fix our I don't know. I kind of have talked myself into not wanting to overspend on him, because it seems like Mike Macdonald is capable of developing guys where maybe we don't have another Witherspoon, but the fall off isn't as massive as it would be with some other franchises. Let me know what you think. Drop a comment, like, subscribe, share, dislike, all those other YouTube buttons. You're welcome to push. Till next time, we'll talk to you guys soon.